Greetings, I'm going to show you how to make a notes sheet for some of the new angles that we're going to use. So I just have a green piece of paper, and the first thing that you're going to do is take the right hand side and fold it about a third of the way up on your paper. The next thing that you're going to do is, with that flap still there, above the flap you're going to write in big letters the word congruent. And then as a reminder, I'm going to have you put the congruent symbols. So congruent, remember, it's an equal sign with a squiggly on top, equal sign with a squiggly on top. Now, some of the things that congruent means is same shape. So write that in there, same shape. It also means equal to, means equal. It means set equal to each other when you're setting up equations. Set equal to each other. It means the measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 2. And it also means angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. So those are different things to remember about congruent. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to slice this flap into 3 parts. So try to do it in about thirds, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Now on all 3 of these flaps, what I want you to do is I want you to draw a pair of parallel lines. So I'm going to use a ruler, and both sides of a ruler have parallel lines. So I'm going to draw parallel lines. It's not going to take the whole thing. I'm going to do that on all flaps, parallel lines. So I just pretty much put it at the bottom 2/3 of the paper. And if I'm drawing a line, I need arrows on both ends. And one of the things that we're going to go over is, if 2 lines are parallel, they need to have parallel markings. And a parallel marking is like a little arrowhead. So on the top one, I'm going to put 1 arrowhead on each one. They both have the same number of arrowheads. That means this pair is parallel. On the next one, I'm going to do 2 arrowheads. 1, 2, 1, 2. It means those 2 lines are parallel to each other, not necessarily parallel to those 2 lines. And on the bottom, I'm going to do 3 arrowheads. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Similar to congruent markings, the same number of hashes mean that pieces are congruent. So here we've got 3 arrows. That means that because this line has 3 and this line has 3, those 2 lines are parallel. Because this one has 2 and this one has 2, those 2 lines are parallel. Because this one has 1 and this one has 1, those 2 lines are parallel. The next thing I'm going to have you do is draw a transversal. A transversal is a line that cuts through 2 other lines. So I'm going to have you draw that in, going horizontally on your paper from left to right through each set of parallel lines. And again, since we drew a line, you want arrowheads on the end of each line. The top tab are going to be corresponding angles. So I'm going to have you write in corresponding angles. C-O-R-R-E-S-P-O-N-D-I-N-G, corresponding angles. And I'm going to use green, and I'm going to stick with green on this entire tab. So corresponding angles are sometimes called same side, same spot. So on the inside of the flap, I'm going to write same side, same spot. And a pair of corresponding angles that I might be referring to, I'm going to label them 1 and 2. So I'm going to go same side of the transversal, so both on the top and to the right. So I'm going to put a 1 in here, I'm going to put a 2 in here. So angle 1 and angle 2, this is angle 1, this is angle 2, those are corresponding angles. They're in the same side, same spot. I'm going to do the next one, which are alternate interior angles. So alternate, A-L-T-E-R-N-A-T-E, alternate interior, I-N-T-E-R-I-O-R angles, alternate interior angles. And the way that we can remember alternate interior angles, they're on the opposite side of the transversal. So opposite side, I'm going to write opposite side. And they're both inside of the parallel lines, so inside. The lines don't have to be parallel, but if they are parallel, they have special properties. So alternate interior angles, opposite side, inside. So opposite sides of the transversal. Our transversal is running horizontally, and here are parallel lines. So inside of these two and on opposite sides, so on the top and to the right, I'm going to put a 1. And on the bottom and to the left, I'm going to put a 2. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 2 are on opposite sides of the transversal and inside the parallel lines. The next one, and I did that all in blue. The next one is alternate exterior. I'm going to jump to red. So same word, alternate. A-L-T-E-R-N-A-T-E, exterior. X-E-X-T-E-R-I-O-R, angles. So alternate exterior angles. And those are called opposite sides of the transversal. So opposite sides, I'm going to write opposite side. And exterior, think of like the exterior of your house. It means outside. So I'm going to write outside. Opposite side, outside. So if I come back to my drawing, I'm going to have opposite sides of the transversal. So I'm going to have the top and the bottom and outside of the lines that transversal cut. So I'm going to put a 1 in the top and to the left of the parallel. I'm going to put a 2 on the bottom of the transversal to the right of the parallel. Those are alternate exterior angles. The last thing we need to do on this front side is open up our flap and add a couple more details. So in this area here, it should be all blank. The top part, we're talking about corresponding angles. So when I open that up, I want it to say if 2 parallel lines, and you're going to write that, if 2 vertical lines means parallel. If 2 parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding angles congruent. The next one down was alternate interior. I'm going to switch back to blue. Those are opposite side, inside. If we have 2 parallel lines, if 2 parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then alternate interior angles are congruent. The last thing on this side, I'm going to switch to red because that's alternate exterior. If 2 parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then alternate exterior angles are congruent. Okay, now we're going to flip over to the back side and add some more details. But if you notice on the front, everything, all three sets of angles are congruent. We've got corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, and alternate exterior angles. If two parallel lines, you know the lines are parallel, if they are cut by a transversal, then those pairs of angles are congruent. On the back side, it's just one other kind of angle. So what I'm going to have you write down here is supplementary. So in big bold letters, sort of on a diagonal here, what you're going to write is the word supplementary. S-U-P-P-L-E-M-E-N-T-A-R-Y. So what are some ways to remember what supplementary means? Supplementary means things add to 180. It means the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 4 equals 180. It means angle 3 and angle 4 are supplementary. So those are the words to help you remember what supplementary means. So again, we need to draw a transversal and a pair of parallel lines. Since this is different, I'm going to draw transversal first. I'm going to do that vertically. The front, I did the transversal all horizontal, so this is different. It's not congruent, it's a supplementary. So I'm going to make my transversal have arrows, both ends, it's vertical. I'm going to draw a pair of parallel lines. That transversal cut my pair of parallel lines. I'm using both sides of the ruler. I need arrows on both ends. And if those lines are parallel, they need parallel markings. So I'm going to make them have one arrowhead each. They each have one. That means that pair is parallel to each other. Okay. Now, this set of angles, these are called consecutive interior angles. So I'm going to use another color. These are consecutive interior angles. So I'm going to write that up here. Consecutive, C-O-N-S-E-C-U-T-I-V-E, consecutive interior, I-N-T-E-R-I-O-R, angles. Consecutive interior angles. And those are often called same side inside. So I'm going to write that down here. Same side inside. I'm going to bubble that in. That's what we put on the inside of our flaps in the front. Same side inside. They're called consecutive interior angles. Same side of the transversal, so I'm going to go on the right-hand side, inside the parallel lines. I'm going to below the top one and above the other one. And I'm naming these 3 and 4, so that way my supplementary statements make sense. 3 and 4. And then there's one more thing we need to add, and that's the postulate. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then consecutive interior angles are supplementary. I'm going to put that all across the top here. If two parallel, double vertical lines means parallel. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So depending on how much space you have, you might want to highlight your consecutive Interior angles as the name. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then consecutive interior angles are supplementary. Hopefully in creating this notes sheet, you'll have something to study from. You can pause the video as you go through, and we're going to go over what to do with this information in class.